Okay, so why do I believe that books are going to be the hub of your marketing, and they should be the hub of your marketing? There's a few different reasons. Number one, it's the level of value that they create, they create from a perception value, also as well as the content in the book creates a huge amount of value if you do it the right way. So that it's like I said before, you probably heard me say this. You get to steer the belief patterns of the reader. You get to tell them what to believe, what is right, what's wrong, and what that does is that makes them connect with you. Okay, you also get to plant the seed of doubt. So like if you're going, well, gosh, this is how we do it. Gosh, if other agents are doing it or telling you something different, might be a little bit weird, right? And it makes that reader go, oh, gosh, yeah, you know what? Now that it's explained that way, it makes sense. Okay, so these are a couple of reasons. Now, look, I know there's some of you are like going, oh, I would never market like that. Hey, look, you know what? You can write it. You can write anything that you want and do anything that you want. I'm here to tell you that, in the real estate business, if you've been in this business for about a minute and a half, you realize it's a dog-eat-dog world right now, especially right now at the time that we're doing this. So, I'm just telling you, these are things that you can do. But why as a hub of your marketing? I mean, a book is the central part of your marketing. And what I did was I went and I looked. I wrote down some ideas. Okay, what are some of the most common ways that real estate agents market themselves? And then I also went and I looked online. And I said, hey, best ways to market yourself. Found all kinds of things like that, right? And here's just some of them. And I'll show you how they tie in, okay? So let's just start with direct mail, right? Now, before I begin, all of these marketing ideas, all these marketing methods are good in and of themselves, and they've accomplished certain things, and there's always going to be someone who goes, well, man, I crush it with that particular technique. That's cool. That is cool, and I've used many of them myself to get lots of business, but the one thing that always comes back around is when I can use my book as a tool as a result of doing different types of marketing, that it gets me better quality leads, it gets me more leads faster. Okay, so direct mail, let's talk about that. So you say, hey, direct mail, what do we usually do? We send out just listed, just sold. We send out, hey, maybe here's some market stats or something like that, right? And while that's important because it's more of a brand awareness type of marketing, it usually doesn't give the recipient some sort of valuable piece of information that they can use and say, gosh, that this is something that I can really use, as opposed to, okay, great, they listed, okay, great. And direct mail is very expensive, okay? And so when you're sending out your postcards, if you're not using that to capture leads somehow, then man, you're just sitting there going, why am I doing this direct mail? I mean, I've done that many, many, many times. Sent out thousands, tens of thousands of postcards, ongoing, would get business, but then you wonder about what the heck with all the other stuff. Did anybody not see it and not think that there was value? One of my goals always in my marketing, is always to build my list, right? You should have a database that you're building. If you don't have a database, we'll talk about that in another module perhaps. But build your list that you can stay in contact with and reach out to and provide more value to, because without a list, you're just advertising. You might as well just run as many ads as you can and hope that people start calling you. But with a list, you can build relationships, right? So direct mail, same thing. You send that out. But instead of just listed, just sold, and market stats, what if you sent out a postcard as part of your direct mail campaign? Not as your only piece in your direct mail campaign, but part of your direct mail campaign. It says, hey, I've got this new book, and it's called the 14 things that home sellers are big mistakes that home sellers are making in this hot market right now, right? And I'll send it to you for free, and then you put a link or something where they can go and download, or not download it, but actually contact you, say, yes, I want this book shipped to this address, right? So now you're getting contact information, you're getting a phone number, ideally you're getting an address and then take it to them. Then take it to them, right? Okay. So there's the direct mail. Social media, same thing. What if, we put out all this stuff? It might be funny, might be humorous, might be informative, might be all these things, but very rarely. So I see posts all the time from other real estate agents say, hey, we just closed this deal. Hey, we just got this new listing. Right? Again, where's the value to that customer? So now instead of just, hey, we got this listing, and the way we're going to get it sold is by using technique number 7 that we identify in our book, that we can, that we're helping them get this sold. If you would like a free book, right? Because when we put out Just Listed, the logical idea for most people is, hey, if we put it out there, maybe that buyer will call us, right? If you're in an area where you can double end deals, hey, maybe I'll get a buyer and I'll double end the deal. Or potentially a seller says, gosh, they just did a listing over there. Well, we might as well list with them too, right? It rarely happens. And then the third reason is to try to stay top of mind. But again, that's where you get people into your database, as opposed to just putting out these posts and hoping people respond. But you tie it in with a book, and now in your social media, you are drawing people in and getting them to reach out to you directly. YouTube, same thing. This is a big topic right now. YouTube, huge topic right now. So if you just look online right now, there's several people, I'm not going to give names, but several people, and they're giving YouTube training, great training. A lot of it's for free and everything like that. It's really good stuff, and I love YouTube. I love it because it's tied to Google search engine. You get search results and you get traffic that way. However, one of the things that I see, and I mean, there's these big channels that are getting thousands of views on, hey, moving to my area, whatever it is, right? And instead of just saying, instead of saying, hey, you know what, I wrote a book on everything you need to know about moving to this community, and you need to have it. I want to send it to you. I want to send it to you for free. Just cover the shipping and the handling, right? Which is called a self-liquidating offer. We talk about that in one of our modules, but that's for another video. But I'm going to send it to you free. Just fill out this information. So now again, you've got that prospective person who's moving into this area, and it might be a month from now, it might be a year from now, it doesn't matter. But if you can put in a system where you're doing good follow-up with them, but now they have your book in hand, right? And now you can also use that to their contact information to drop other items of value on them over the course of their decision-making process until they decide to move and continue to follow up with them, right? So this is one thing that I think a lot of YouTube people who are jumping on this YouTube bandwagon. Also, here's another thing about YouTube. You can only have so many channels of moving to Houston, Texas, okay? Because like the first one that came out and was halfway decent was really good and very prolific and got a ton of views, right? And other people and other agents and stuff weren't catching on to this. But now the word's being spread. So it's like I look in some areas and you've got 15, 20 different people doing the moving to Houston, Texas. And I'm not saying Houston is one of those areas. I'm just saying, just picked that at random. So they're moving, so you do this channel, and then every single one of them says, hey, if we can help you out, just give us a call. Well, that person on the other end, now there's confusion. Now they're going, gosh, well, who do I call? Wait, what was that video I saw? Wait a minute. Okay, moving to Houston, Texas. Oh my gosh, there's all these different videos and different people. I don't remember who it was. And so that could pose a little bit of challenge if you're going down that YouTube route. I absolutely agree with going down the YouTube route, but to get that connection, instead of just, hey, if you're thinking about reaching out, hey, you know what? I've got a book about moving to Houston, Texas. I just want to send it to you. It's, 98 pages, and it's everything that you need to know. Send it to me, or give me your information, and I'll send it to you. So there you go. So YouTube, networking. Let's talk about networking. So there's some people who are very, very, hey, network. Well, guess what? So you go out and you start networking with people and stuff, and it's like I'm part of a networking group, and what they do is they will share information that about me. It's kind of like we co-share stuff, right? So I'll share stuff about them, they'll share stuff about me, and that way we get a lot of shares out there in social media and whatnot. Well, guess what? I give them a link and some information that says, hey, share this about my book, instead of, hey, this guy Anthony is a great real estate agent. You should call him because there's not 40,000 of them in Orange County, California, right? But here's a book. If you're thinking about selling, you should check this out. And it gets way more leverage than anybody ever saying, hey, share this. Now, networking also is about relationships too. So if you can sit there and you're in a networking environment and you say, hey, I heard you talking about real estate. I know, look, there's a bazillion real estate agents. But you know what? Because you're talking about, I'd love you to take a look at my book. Do me a favor, read it, look at it. Let me know what you think. I mean, if I can help you out, great. If not, no problem. But I really value your feedback. Okay, so now you're not really taking something from them. You're not going to them going, hey, use me, use me, use me. You're going to them saying, hey, I'm giving you something of value. And, and if you want, give me some feedback, but you don't have to use me. It's really soft approach towards doing networking. Okay, so you got networking. Same thing with booths at events, right? People are walking through. You go pop buys, right? You guys, a lot of you guys do pop buys. How many of you guys are giving out a book? Right? That's one great thing that you should give out. Now, here's a tip on a pop buy. So you give them 2 books. You give them one. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, this one is for you to keep for reference later, or you can share it with somebody. And then you give them another one. And you write in the inside cover, it says, hey, we thought Anthony was great. He's a really good guy. If you're thinking about, moving, you should just go ahead and give him a call. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, let him know we told you to call, right? And so you explain to your client that you're doing a pop buy on that, hey, if you hand this off to somebody and they call me, we got a really nice gift for you, right? Would you be willing to give somebody a really nice gift if you got a call, somebody say, yeah, I got your book from Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Would you be going over to Mr. and Mrs. Jones and dropping off something really nice and giving them some more books? Let them do the distribution for you? Sure, why not? So you got networking, you got booths at events, you got pop buys, email, right? What in your email signature? That's a no-brainer. Okay. People talk about being the digital mayor, going around and talking to all of these different businesses. Okay, so now watch this. So you walk into a business, and that's fine if you do that. I love that idea, but as pointed out on a lot of these YouTube channels, people are not going and searching a specific restaurant name, right? They're not necessarily going and searching you specifically. They're searching for best places to eat and that sort of thing. So the reality is unless you have a really strong promotional program behind it, you're probably not getting massive views on those videos. But the people you're interviewing, they like it because, oh my gosh, it's exposure for us and things like that, right? But what if you said to them, hey, you know what? I wrote this book and it talks about, 40 different things to do in this area. And look, I'm going to give you 10 of them. I sell them for $15 a piece online. And, if you just put them on your counter and just sell them, just you keep all of it. You keep all of it. Okay. And then same thing, you put in there and go, hey, from XYZ restaurant or XYZ business or whatever. Or let me give these to you to give to your employees, right? So it works a whole bunch of different ways when you're doing digital mayor. Okay, that works. Lead magnets and guides, right? We're always told, hey, put a lead magnet. Well, a book is a lead magnet in and of itself. But for those people who say, hey, I've got a checklist to download that you can download to when you're moving to the area, for example, that's great, that's good. And maybe you get an email address. But you're not capturing their existing address. You're not capturing their phone number. You know, you might be capturing a bogus email address, right? But when you say, hey, let me send you a book, I'm going to send it to you for free. I'm going to give you the book for free. You just got to cover the postage and the handling. So for whatever, $7 or something like that, I'm going to send you this book. They go, okay, now they put all their information, and guess what? You've got all of their information, okay? Now, can you use a guide as a way to lead back to your book? Hey, here's a checklist of the things you need to know. For a more comprehensive list, request my book for free at this particular email address, right? Or not email address, but this website. Okay, so there's that. You know, so and I don't kind of need to beat this all to death, but you know, text messenger or texting, DMs or messenger ads. I'm going to come back to paid ads here in just a second. Podcast, right? So if you're doing a podcast, what if you end every episode with, hey, you know, we've got a great book for you on whatever, fill in the topic. Your blog post. Every blog, your blog should have a little thing on the side that says get your free book. Okay. Now let's be careful, because there's a lot of people I've seen people do this. They go, hey, get this book, and then when you click on it, it's like enter your email and download it. No, take them to a page that says I'm going to send it to you for free, just like we're talking about. And again, be clear, we cover that in what's called a self-liquidating offer later on in the course. Collaborations with other influencers, you can look at that. Volunteering. Volunteering is a great form of networking, but do you meet people from all different walks of life and whatnot that are volunteering? Yeah, you do. And then you can meet them. That could be that business owner that you know, give a bunch of books to their employees, or you meet somebody who has distribution, or maybe somebody owns a bookstore and you say, hey, here's 15 of my books. Just put it in there. If you sell them, you know, keep all of it, right? Whatever it is. And now you're getting that distribution as well. Closing gifts. So all of these things, what they result in is, you know, everything comes down to the book. You know, let's see if I can draw a picture of a book. There we go. That looks like a pretty good book. Okay, everything, your book becomes the hub of all of your stuff. Blog content, what I didn't talk about, you know, when you write your book, every single section of your book is a whole new blog post. You can get 100 blog posts out of one book, right? You can get 100 videos out of one book. You can get 1,000 social media posts out of one book. How about direct mail? You can do the same thing, your text message. I mean, all this stuff. You get all of this content that you have out of one book. This is why writing your own real estate book is so incredibly valuable. And, you know, I think you definitely need to keep moving forward with this idea and understand that that's the direction that you're going. We're going to move on to the next module here, so go ahead and click onto that one.